my time, think it's my year, yeah. I really feel it's my time, think it's my year, yeah. I really feel it's my time, think it's my pen ready. Used to hold myself back, my self-esteem been better. Gotta keep on chugging, ran through everything in front of me. Might smoke bed heavy, got a whole agenda. Can't aspire to get ahead, so bump that, it's no surrender. Got a dollar flipped up, I'm trying to get it in FT to get them when they're hand and crypto. Learn how to fix that. I don't really hold out of books, but I'ma learn how to fix that. Some opportunities and never come unless you paying attention, so no, I can't miss that. Moving, MVP, I got the record, I might have to prove something. Big jumper worthy, they gon' have to retire my jersey early. Whole crew coming, had to work something, cause I had nothing in my pocket, yeah, I did all that. Big plans, partners trying to make profits, yeah, I did all that. Work, sweat, and tears breaking, even no ends, yeah, I did all that. Had to make it happen, putting hours in my practice, I did all that, yeah. I can't take no loss, yeah, I don't even know what it costs, I hit the ground, then it go off, yeah. Hit the ground, then it go off, yeah. I can't take no loss, yeah, I don't even know what it costs, yeah. I hit the ground, then it go off, yeah. Hit the ground, then it go off, yeah. Run it, ooh, I really feel it's my time, think it's my year, yeah. I really feel it's my time, think it's my year, yeah. I really feel it's my time, think it's my year, yeah. I really feel it's my time, think it's my big dog, walking big talk, young veteran, living legend, bet I'm better than them. This is my ship, I'm a jacket like Letterman, y'all better not let them in. They gon' rotate this, so I keep the pedaling, started a chain. The cycle is heaven sent, but I'm not your reverend, not in the pulpit. I'm a pit bull in this element, yeah. Said you gon' pull up, then settle it, yeah. I've been married to this hustle, this is my ring, watch I step in it, yeah. And I ain't even got a yard, but I'ma get it here. Watch how I touch down, pulling plans out the clutch. Everybody getting crushed, the cut down is for us now. Have to work something, cause I had nothing in my pocket, yeah, I did all that. Big plans, partners trying to make profits, yeah, I did all that. Work, sweat, and tears breaking, even no ends, yeah, I did all that. Had to make it happen, putting hours in my practice, I did all that, yeah. I can't take no loss, yeah, I don't even know what it costs, I hit the ground, then it go off, yeah. Hit the ground, then it go off, yeah. I can't take no loss, yeah, I don't even know what it costs, yeah. I hit the ground, then it go off, yeah. Hit the ground, then it go off, yeah. Run it, ooh, I really feel it's my time, think it's my year, yeah. I really feel it's my time, think it's my year, yeah. I really feel it's my time, think it's my year, yeah. I really feel it's my time, think it's my, yeah. Run it, I can't take no loss, I don't even know what it costs, I hit the ground, then it go off, yeah. Hit the ground, then it go off, yeah. I can't take no loss, I don't even know what it costs, yeah. I hit the ground, then it go off, yeah. Hit the ground, then it go off, yeah. Run it, ooh, I really feel it's my time, think it's my year, yeah. I really feel it's my time, think it's my year, yeah. I really feel it's my time, think it's my year, yeah. I really feel it's my time, think it's my pen ready. Used to hold myself back, my self-esteem been better. Gotta keep on chugging, ran through everything in front of me. Might smoke bed heavy, got a whole agenda. Can't aspire to get ahead, so bump that, it's no surrender. Got a dollar flipped up, I'm trying to get it in FT to get them when they're hand and crypto. Learn how to fix that. I don't really hold out of books, but I'ma learn how to fix that. Some opportunities and never come unless you paying attention, so no, I can't miss that. Moving, MVP, I got the record, I might have to prove something. Big jumper worthy, they gon' have to retire my jersey early. Whole crew coming, had to work something, cause I had nothing in my pocket, yeah, I did all that. Big plans, partners trying to make profits, yeah, I did all that. Work, sweat, and tears breaking, even no ends, yeah, I did all that. Had to make it happen, putting hours in my practice, I did all that, yeah. I can't take no loss, yeah, I don't even know what it costs, I hit the ground, then it go off, yeah. Hit the ground, then it go off, yeah. I can't take no loss, yeah, I don't even know what it costs, yeah. I hit the ground, then it go off, yeah. Hit the ground, then it go off, yeah. Run it, ooh, I really feel it's my time, think it's my year, yeah. I really feel it's my time, think it's my year, yeah. I really feel it's my time, think it's my year, yeah. I really feel it's my time, think it's my big dog, walking big talk, young veteran, living legend, bet I'm better than them. This is my ship, I'm a jacket like Letterman, y'all better not let them in. They gon' rotate this, so I keep the pedaling, started a chain. The cycle is heaven sent, this is from God, but I'm not your reverend, not in the pulpit. I'm a pit bull in this element, yeah. Said you gon' pull up, then settle it, yeah. I've been married to this hustle, this is my ring, watch I step in it, yeah. And I ain't even got a yard, but I'ma get it here. Watch how I touch down, pulling plans out the clutch. Everybody getting crushed, the cut down is for us now. Have to work something, cause I had nothing in my pocket, yeah, I did all that. Big plans, partners trying to make profits, yeah, I did all that. Work, sweat, and tears breaking, even no ends, yeah, I did all that. Had to make it happen, putting hours in my practice, I did all that, yeah. I can't take no loss, yeah, I don't even know what it costs, I hit the ground, then it go off, yeah. Hit the ground, then it go off, yeah. I can't take no loss, yeah, I don't even know what it costs, yeah. I hit the ground, then it go off, yeah. Hit the ground, then it go off, my time, think it's my year. Yeah, yeah, I really feel it's my time, think it's my. Yeah. Run it, I can't take no loss. I don't even know what it costs. I hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, I can't take no loss. I don't even know what it costs. Yeah, I hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, yeah, run it. Ooh, I really feel it's my time, think it's my year. Yeah, yeah, I really feel it's my time, think it's my year. Yeah, yeah, I really feel it's my time, think it's my year. Yeah, yeah, I really feel it's my time, think it's my. Been ready. Used to hold myself back, my self-esteem been patted. Gotta keep on chugging. Ran through everything in front of me. Might smoke bed heavy. Got a whole agenda. Can't aspire to get ahead, so bump that. It's no surrender. Got a dollar flipped up. I'm trying to get it an FT to get them when they're hand and crypto. Learn how to fix that. I don't really hold out of books, but I'ma learn how to fix that. Some opportunities and never come unless you paying attention. So no, I can't miss that. Moving. MVP, I got the record. I might have to prove something. Big jumper worthy. They gon' have to retire my jersey early. Whole crew coming. Had to work something cause I had nothing in my pocket. Yeah, I did all that. Big plans. Partners trying to make profits. Yeah, I did all that. Work, sweat, and tears breaking, even no ends. Yeah, I did all that. Had to make it happen. Putting hours in my practice, I did all that. Yeah, I can't take no loss. Yeah, I don't even know what it costs. I hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, I can't take no loss. Yeah, I don't even know what it costs. Yeah, I hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, yeah, run it. Ooh, I really feel it's my time, think it's my year. Yeah, yeah, I really feel it's my time, think it's my year. Yeah. Yeah, I really feel it's my time, think it's my year. Yeah, yeah, I really feel it's my time, think it's my. Big dog walking, big talk, young veteran. Living legend, bet I'm better than them. This is my ship, I'm a jacket like Letterman. Y'all better not let them in, they gon' rotate this, so I keep the pedaling. Started a chain, the cycle is heaven sent. This is from God, but I'm not your reverend, not in the pulpit. I'm a pit bull in this element, yeah. Said you gon' pull up, then settle it, yeah. I've been married to this hustle, this is my ring, watch out, step in it, yeah. And I ain't even got it, y'all, but I'ma get it here. Watch out, touchdown, pulling plans out the clutch. Everybody getting crushed, the cut.
Hello. Let's see if everything is working. Let's jump straight on to the charts. How's everyone doing? All right, where's my trading view? Here it is. Couple of you piling in. We'll check everything is working. All the sounds are good. Someone give me a we've got sound. And then we'll go straight into NFP day. Quite a volatile day. Good morning, Yanis. Good morning from Germany plus Ultra Trades. Hi guys. Actually, I can check if the sound is working. Yeah, it's working. I can hear me. Super. Look at that. We're Friday. Non-farm employment change. Unemployment rate. ISM service PMI. God, it's busy today. So what we're going to do is, it was quite volatile yesterday. We had a good move on the pound dollar. Obviously, we were playing off the, if you were here yesterday, we were playing off this big move here. And we did say, is that AC in the background? You can hear the AC? Oh, it's a Hoover. Wait, give me a second. The fun stuff of having to, I'll decrease that so my voice is a little bit lower, but you won't hear the Hoover anymore. Not for profit NFP. Yeah, it can be the widowmaker, as they say. As a lot of money can be made, but a lot of money can be lost at the same time. It's a very volatile event. It's going to be at 9:30. So let's change that to UK time. GMT 00. Save that. So it's going to be at 1:30 UK time. Yeah, that's gonna move the market a lot. Unemployment rate, average outlet earnings. This is big data coming out for fundamentalists, and institutional traders will be taking positions, hedging positions. So we normally have a big move. Today is going to be quite a cool one because I'm going to show you the previous NFPs, how NFP has been reacting on the pound dollar and any pair that you would like to see. We're going to see how we can analyze, get ready for NFP if we are trading NFP, but as well we can talk about, is it a good idea to trade NFP if that is not your main way of trading when you trade news. There are people out there that are making a lot of money with NFP. One of these guys is, let me just bring it. This is DarwinX, if you don't know it. I got funded of DarwinX last for December, 25,000. I'm currently now sitting in 558th position, overall 7%. And we've just started this month. I'm starting the month better than I started the other one. And you get a ranking if you're going down or up the scale. So I'm currently on the 17th on the histogram. You need to be in the top 72, I believe, 2.8 away. So 75 to be allocated the next 25k, and then I will be allocated my 25k that I've got now, and here we'll say another 25k, so that will be a total of 50k allocation. Returns in the 5 months, I've only started trading with them 2 months, so it's 3% plus, so it's 5 point whatever that is minus that on this month. Now we're starting on a 0.07%, which is actually putting me in the top 500 for now. So that's going to be exciting to see how we grow this account and what income we're going to be getting from the extra 25k that's coming in. I do like DarwinX. It makes me focus as well, so that's going to be interesting to see how we develop that. I'm not the first Darwin X from our Vanguard. I am the second who's got an allocation on this. On our Discord, we go in and let me see where it is. Is it milestones? Our first Vanguard. This is my previous one. I started. That's why I'm saying I'm starting at a better position. I'm 557. Last time I was 867. Grew it to 532, and that gave me the 25,000 allocation, so that was quite cool. Ended up on 357, so in the top 357 out of nearly 5,000 traders. Not bad, eh? Not bad. Let me see, Hall of Fame. The first DarwinX was a member called Shafraz. We celebrated that amazing performance. He also got the Vanguard. I believe he finished in the top 500, even higher. I can't remember now. But yeah, well done to Shafraz. Well done to me. Yay! 2 Vanguards. Let's go and beat those 1%ers in the world. But today we're all honing eyes on the non-farm employment change, expectations and forecast is that it's going to drop to 168,000 jobs. We're going to see if that's going to happen. You can do your analysis even on here. It gives you your historical data of how it happened, and then you can see in the gold, it gives you like the forecast, and you can see when there's a big surprise. Forecast was down here, boom, all the way up there. Forecast on earnings, that is, and you can do your previous analysis from that. But we're going to go a step further when we go into the interactive brokers today, because we're going to see what effect does the NFP have on the first hour, the 4 hours, the first 15 minutes, and what has historically happened for the NFP. Because, you know, if you know that 90% of an event that is happening has moved the currency in one direction, does it make sense to go the other way? I would suggest not so. So that's what we're going to look today, so we can be a little bit more informed going into the afternoon for NFP, if you are going to be trading there. If not, remember, it's Friday. Do you want to be carrying trades over the weekend? Especially if you're trading indices, do you want to be carrying the swaps? Probably not a good idea, but it depends on the account size as well. So we're going to be looking at all that. We're opening again. We stopped exactly at the 76.4, classic OTE entry from ICT terms, to short this into the 76. It delivered a nice break. We were discussing with Ali yesterday about shorts. It did give a 64 point pip move, which is nice. We had that. If we took the SMT on there, it would give us a nice little indication of where the change of character is. Smart Money Concepts, the free version from Lux Algo. Oh, that's not my one though. Did I not save it? Damn it, it's changed all my lines. Okay, so I like doing changing this to black. Bad or good habits that I've picked up from Scruffy. Do I want auto threshold, equal highs, lows, interval order blocks? I close those. Show strong weak highs, yes. Swing structures, yeah, why not? And okay, so there we go. So now we have the previous daily high as well. We want to put in there. Let me remember where that is. Previous premium discount zones, yes. And where is it? Previous daily high, daily, weekly, monthly. Just see that. Yeah, that's the one. So now I've got my previous daily low, equilibrium, previous daily high, strong high, strong. I do like this. It's got the weekly low there, and we're trading below it at the moment. Yeah, really nice. So we can see what we're talking about. I thought this would be labeled change of character. I just didn't break the low here, but it pushed below these swings. We talked about these entries. Remember, we got this one here is what we discussed yesterday on a poll. We were discussing, do I take on the silver bullet time, do I take the first fair value gap or the second? We did take the first, as you should, and boom, it delivered a nice 48 pips. Brilliant. Let's take this out, and now we have a nice little clean sheet, which we can start looking at for today. So I am still in a position, so I'm currently waiting. I basically went long from around here. My DarwinX account, I closed it. My Fivers account, I've got like a position up here somewhere, or maybe higher up, but I repositioned all the way, so now I'm in profit and waiting to close those. Closed about $160 yesterday, so nothing crazy. And now we're seeing a big 3 15-minute candle in the pre-market pushing up, which is telling me there could potentially be some nice movement to the downside. Previous daily low is looking quite juicy. We'll see. We had a lot of discussions. Thanks, Rafa. Hi, Duck. I'm going to call you Duck. Good morning from South Korea. Yesterday I passed my combined with Top Step. Really happy I don't have to trade today on NFP. Amazing news. Amazing news. That's great. It's always good to watch the NFP and not be involved. Just study it. Just take these off because that noise is giving me a headache. I need to get a new laptop. I think it's fallen apart from all the traveling in Bali and America and Greece. My laptop has been taking a beating. I do have insurance, but the problem is in Bali you don't have Apple stores. You have to go to Singapore, but a ticket to Singapore is quite expensive. So is it worth going to Singapore or just buying a new laptop? But we'll see. Who we got? Let's see. Remember, guys, if you can do me a favor as well, make sure you like the channel. Not the channel, the live stream. That way, the YouTube thinks we're doing something cool, and it will push it to other people, and then other people will join us, and we'll build the community bigger and bigger. We do need the communities, the good communities, to grow. People that are actually trying to improve in trading, make it their living, and go through the hardship together. That's what we're trying to do. Look at this. Imagine taking your time to chart this. It will take a while. But just like that, Lux Algo has our back. I do like it. I'm getting used to it. I can delete all my previous fair value gaps. We did that one. Is identifying that as a change of character, which is interesting. I wouldn't call that much of a change of character. This is the main swing low there. Previous daily low. The only thing we don't have is the equilibrium, so we're going to add that from the previous daily high to the previous daily low, and we're going to grab a nice horizontal line like we always do. If you've been following me for a year now, you would know this. Equilibrium. And there we go. Now we can see this is the weekly's discounted arena. Equilibrium hit at 76 OTE level, came down, and now we found the high on the equilibrium of the daily, and now we're pushing down. What we do want to see is if I can go to my scripts, my Yanis script, that would give me my sessions. And then I'm gonna just close the SMT for a second. This one. And we can see all our sessions. I need to save this as a... where is it? I need to get rid of Tokyo. Sydney, sorry. I need to get rid of Sydney. And then I want to save that, not as default. I'm going to save it as a script. Pine editor. So I'm going to save that. Untitled script. Publish indicator. Can't remember what I did now. I'm going to save it as a... Let's call this Yanis No Sydney. That's not a female name. The actual Sydney town place. Okay. And then we're going to save that and publish our active chart. Doesn't contain the script you are going to publish. Okay. I don't think I need to publish it. Let me check my scripts. There we go. Perfect. And now I have my this indicator that I've used, and I've now created two. The good thing I'm doing this, why I'm doing it as a script, is because I can manipulate the indicator as much as I want, right? Because if I go to my favorites and I go to this one, and I click on sessions on chart, which Boitoki, it will give me the last setting that I've done. You can set it as default. So every time I would turn this on, it would just give me the default, which I've now put in, if I click on it, it will give me the silver bullet zones, right? There we go, silver bullet zones. So that's what I save to not confuse you. It's this one. So I've gone and saved that as default. So every time I do use the MKT Boitoki sessions, I get my silver bullet. But obviously, if I wanted to change it for the zones, I can only do that by a script. So now I can have my sessions on there. Looks a bit messy because we're on the hour, but if we go on the 15, I've got my London session, New York session, I've got my New York kill zone, New York PM kill zone, Tokyo session, and now we're in that silver bullet time. What can we see in the silver bullet time? Look at that fair value gap time. That is interesting. However, we are in premium, right? So why have we got two equilibriums? Which one is right? What's going on there? Oh dear. Let's get rid of one. Let's hide everything. It's confusing me. Zoom out. Close that. Where are... Oh, I need my SMT. That's the previous daily high, previous daily low. This we don't need. It's probably from yesterday. So we have our equilibrium there. This equilibrium, remember, is the weeklies. This equilibrium is the daily. So now we can see we're trading below the equilibrium. So we're technically at discounted arena for the day. That is if your bias is long, then you can find nice opportunities in fair value gaps, because we're currently trading in, where is it? This one, in the silver bullet time zone. Does that make sense, guys? Everything that I've just told you, is it? We've done it before, seen it before, all good. Let's get some noise in the group. Hi Bonnie, how are you? The Loyalty family, good morning. What's your live stream goal from this year? I saw Patrick made 80k last year. I see same potential with your content. 80k from YouTube, that is, right? Doesn't he have like 200,000, 250,000 people following him? I'm just a tiny little 8k subscriber. To be honest, I'm quite surprised that we hit 8,000 subscribers in 1 year. That was it. Last year, December, I had 72 subscribers. So I know this is helping people. I know this is people are finding it useful, and it's fun for me. Fun fact: when I was doing my data analytics with my previous job, I also used to do video editing for the athletes. So that's what created the YouTube. Then I had a YouTube vlog thing that I did. So I've always liked the sort of YouTube area, and you know, I always combine what I like with what my job is. I used to be a strength coach before and data analyst. So I would do video vlogs of me training athletes. And sorry about the Hoover. We have to clean the house. Otherwise, it will be very, very dirty. You might hear the gecko as well. We've got a gecko in this room. It's pretty cool. You could have more if you continue streaming it as before, Ali says. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't mind 80k from streaming. Imagine that. That would be sweet. But I don't know if you've seen Patrick's lives. He's a character, right? He's got this super energetic, vibrant sort of, like, he goes really hard and like hates people and loves people, and he dishes ICT, and all that creates a bit of a, that's how people comment in his live, and then YouTube picks up the comments and it's like, wow, these guys have got 300 comments in this live, let's push it further, and then you grow and grow and grow and get bigger. So he's a performer. He's an amazing performer, and in some way YouTube is like a TV broadcast. It's like, so you have to, if if you're boring, people won't watch you. Or if you're, you know, the more flashy things you put there, then people will get excited. But for me, I'm just going to be myself, and whatever comes to it, comes to it. And already, yeah, that's all marketing. I agree. I stopped the momentum. I definitely prioritized life over what was going on with me. Stuff with my dad, and losing my dad, losing like 22K. All that was like, yeah, it was too much. It was too much. And trying to do, like, having a son, or what was it then? It was like 7 months. Lack of sleep, trying to trade, make money, recover accounts that were in drawdown because of the big stupid trade that I took. Trying to start to introduce DarwinX and starting the Discord. It was way too much. I had to drop something just to level the ground back and feel good and come back refreshed. And I do feel refreshed. And I don't know if you're noticing it, but I'm not going to swear, but I'm not going to give much thought to people that don't connect with what we're doing. I want it to be real. You know, I have a bad week. Hey guys, I have a bad week. You know what? We're going to recover it. That's trading. I have a good week. I'm not going to throw it in your face and say, hey, look, I've made this, because I know it's going to affect a lot of people. I know it's also going to motivate a lot of people. So we need to find, we're just starting to tap into this. We'll see what happens here. I might actually put a little trade on my DarwinX. Please don't use this as a signal, guys. Do your own trading. But I do like what I'm seeing. Let's put that 50 in there. What time is it? 20 minutes to the open. And remember, we have NFP. So we need to be in a position with, let's say NFP does this. 3, 2, where is it? 3, 2, 1, NFP, boom. I'm not exaggerating, that's what happens. And you have got entered on that fair value gap with a silver bullet. Can you manage that? That's what we need to be thinking, right? That's only 30 pips, so it could do. It did. Do you remember when it did 200 pips? Jesus, that was insane. There you go. 200 pips, PML, previous monthly low. It could do something like that. Or it could do something crazy. We're going to look at what it has done in the past. It could do something on the other side. We're not gamblers. If we are gamblers, you know, just put some money aside and gamble with it. If I could give you some advice, I always like advice. I think it might be helpful for you to stream during my New York AM PM sessions to grow your audience. Actually, the most growth came from UK, actually. I was surprised as well. I thought New York, because I started doing lives in New York and the numbers were not even close to UK times. However, I did stream for like 4 or 5 hours, which I'm not going to do until I feel good about my studio and everything that I've got going. But from Leo's bedroom, I'm not going to be doing 5 hour streaming because that takes the whole afternoon. So when I come off the stream, what I do, I go eat something, which I've prepared. So I've cooked already. It's cooking now. So after the stream, I'll jump down, go and have some food with the family, and then we'll bathe Leo and put him to bed. That's fatherhood. Unfortunately, I won't be able to stream whilst I have to do all the family chores. I love doing it. It's not a chore. It's the best time of the day. If you have kids, you know what I'm talking about. It's like when you've worked for a bit and then you come back and you see they're so cuddly and smiley, and it's the best part of life. Ali, I'm expecting a rise to 2720, 2760 area again before big sell-off to. Did you find the entry, Ali? Because you were right here. You were right about your 76. You were interested around this area, if I remember correct. Where was it? Oh, you wanted it to go higher, right? I believe you wanted it to go higher. That move there, which is we've literally. Is it this one? I deleted it. No, it's not this one. It was this one. Go away. So we literally, if you think about it, and you can watch it on the lives, we broke this trade down to the T. Broke the 23. Wait, what am I talking about? It's not right. It's a Friday, guys. It's a Friday. It's because I'm on a 15-minute. That's why I'm confused. So this is the big move we've been analyzing. Let's hide this for a second. And hide this. Big drop on the pound dollar. And if you followed me from the first live of the year, we were here. And there was a lot of discussion. Is it going to go lower to take side? And we were discussing and saying, if this closes above the 23, there's like 80% chance, and this is like if you follow the rough guide around Fibonacci, that this will retrace at least to 50%. And then what happened? We had the first close, not yet, not this one, this one. This was the first close above the 23. So now you're interested to try and push the price from 23 to 50, 61.8 is 57. This, as you get to 50, after 50, it's a bit riskier. So you don't want to get involved closer to the golden zone. Why? Because this Fibonacci might be retracing to these areas just to continue lower, right? So we don't want to pick up the highs trying to go higher, especially when we're retracing a move like this, which has been predominantly to the downside. So we saw that. Then we also nailed the fair value gap. If you remember, we did the poll. Was later down the line. I can see it there. So we were trading above the 23, 38, and boom, we hit the 50%, and we had that really nice entry onto the fair value gap of the silver bullet, and then it smashed for 43 pips. Where? To the 76.4. What's the 76.4 in ICT world is the OTE. What happens on the OTE? We have a huge sell-off. It's like perfect. This reminds me of last year. I think we're gonna have a good year this year. I think if price action starts behaving like this, we're gonna have a good year. Where did it stop? Back into the high end of the 38. Pretty much exactly on 38. Retraced up. And now continue. And let's go to the whole chart. Wait, just gonna delete that. So yeah, broke 76, came back to, found the 38, and has found the 38 twice, right? So now we are looking at that fair value gap. We're in the fair value gap. Potentially a nice little entry there if you are looking for the silver bullet for 15 pips. However, we are not low into the previous daily low. So for me, if I open my, is it this one? This one? No. This one. We're not close yet to the previous daily low, so quite far away. However, we're also in discounted area, which is, you can argue that is a nice little indication that you can potentially use that as a discounted level, but why not wait, for instance, for 16, another 20 pips on a 2 lot, that is $400. So why not wait to get that discounted? Yes, you might miss the move. However, we are seeing this heavy movement that's happened, pushed back into this fair value gap here. So if you're on the sell side, sell camp of people selling this, we hit that 50% of that fair value gap and now could potentially go lower. So when we're trading, we want to find opportunities that are safe. All right, you don't want to be in and worry about the trade the whole time. We want to find opportunities where we're safe. And for me at this moment, even if this silver bullet is working, like it looks like it's going to be working well, for you to be a valid silver bullet, you want 15 pips. So that would take you to there. So back to equilibrium. This is, let me see, I just want to check the premium. Right, my question to you guys, if you're using the smart money concept Lux Algo, is the premium and discount, we can test this I guess, updating on your time frame? So is this the 15 one? So if I change it to the hour, yeah, okay, it does. All right, so for us to see the daily, so this is giving you the premium and discounted arena and the equilibrium based on the daily. How many candles is the question? How many candles is it taking? Historical, present. Does it say? High time frame, this one here, but I want to know how many. Display premium, discount and equilibrium zones on the chart. It's not telling me what is it basing it off, but from what I see is basing it from the swing high to the swing low on the last how many candles is that? So that's 180 days. Yes, I think it does it based on the most significant high and low of the daily. Right, let's see. Let's catch up on the comments. So we have Bonnie. Hey, buddy. If you could give yeah, we talked about that. To be honest, I'm wondering if you can bracket NFP with longs a bit over the last current price and short a bit under the current price, with each of them a bit of a stop loss and set. So you're saying, can I hedge my bets, basically go both long and short, wherever gets triggered, then you check? For me, I think that is a bit of a gamble, because what does manipulation mean? It means we're going to take the wrong direction enough that we're going to find a nice little entries for people who are trying to do both ways, or people that are finding one direction but they've got the direction wrong on the fundamental data, and then we're going to push it the other direction. But sometimes you have the double manipulation, so you get triggered long, it goes up 20 pips and then it smashes down 100, and then it goes back into the normal direction for 200 pips. This is algorithmic trading, we can't predict that. So NFP, if it's outside your overall bias, I wouldn't just try and pick up both up and down. That's my just personal opinion, right? Yeah, so there we go. I think some people call it bracketing or hedging, essentially. Yeah, I entered but exited with some profit. Okay, good stuff, Ali. Hooray. As I'm expecting the test again of the area. Do you trade with multiple positions like you did last year, or have you changed your strategy to one open position? I always trade with positioning. I always, if I'm willing to trade 10 lots, let's say, I will break it into 5 2 lots. If I'm willing to trade 1 lot, I will break that into 0.25. Or if I need more, 0.2. If I'm trading, let's say, 3 or 4 lots in total, I will break it to half a lot, depending on the situation of the price as well. And if I think we're in a good positions, is fundamentally, am I aligning with the fundamentals? And I'm going to tell you, actually, I've got good news on this. I had a good chat with PMT. And they gave me a very, very good explanation on how everything's calculated, which is, I'm kind of glad, because I was like, I really liked the software, but I couldn't understand some data. So good news come out of that. I'll show you the conversation with them. Super detailed. They were very, very nice and kind to explain to me everything. So that's prompts to PMT, because I was a bit worried when we in the Discord with who was it? It was it Ryan I was speaking to? Who was it? Can't remember. But we were discussing about COD data and it wasn't lining up, and then actually it's okay. So, and I'll explain that if you're interested, to tell you why the numbers are different. So let's go on the 15 minutes, see what's happening here on the fair value gap on the silver bullet as it's happening right now. We had a first push up about, what's that, 2-3 pips. Oh, a bit more, 7.5 pips. We've got a weekly low here, which is looking very, very enticing, isn't it? Look at that. So yeah, where are we? Hi Martin, good morning. Me and Martin had the same trade yesterday, and Antoine, who joined us, I believe, yesterday. Pretty much exactly same entries, which is quite cool. It's quite cool to see. I don't think it was a great trade, but I never get great trades. I very rarely find the perfect trade. I always try and manage out of a trade, and that's how I've made my money. I bought that fair value gap as a scalp, as my main trade is sell the area, as I said before. Good stuff. Yeah, I think too, but if you could at pound dollar, you mostly get a direct way in one direction. That's why we thought that, and not get like all the move, only 40 pips for example, and almost hundreds of the time in for an NFP drop. I'm not sure if I should be glad about that or you should be concerned. Yeah, I'm out of my game, Martin. I'm seeing what you're seeing. I need to recalibrate. So right, on Bonnie's note, let's jump on to NFP, because that's going to be huge today, and I'm going to be trading it because I'm testing all my knowledge around fundamentals. And looking at fundamental data, it can be a bit hefty. It can be a bit overwhelming. I know we were chatting with Ali. You know, he was saying there's the theory that everything in the world of trading is covered in the technicals, fundamental, because all the news is already calibrated. I understand that, and I kind of agree, but not 100%, because you know, when you're looking at all the individuals that are actually the movers of the markets, and what do I mean by movers of the market? If we go here on, let's have a look at the pound dollar. When you look at the level 2 data of a currency pair like the level 2, you will see, let's go to footprint, you will see that the biggest, that's not the one I look. Where is it? Is it range? Let me find it. No. That's the patterns. It won't be that. Come on, Jan. Where is it? I thought it was footprint. Is it charting? No. There we go. Market depth. Look at this. ING. HSBC. These are the big asset management. Goldman Sachs. These are the decision makers that are moving the market, right? And you can see what they're doing. Now, these guys are not looking at technical things to be able to take positions. They are when they want to hedge their position. So in fundamental analysis, you have risk on and risk off. Risk on would mean that I'm taking the opposite direction of the US dollar. So if I'm longing the pound dollar, that means I'm risk on because it's I'm going against the economy of the United States. So when they have a position risk on, and they're identifying that the fundamentals, like what I mean by fundamentals is like if we look at the macro USA, and you go on the money supply, which is publicly published every quarter or every month. Actually, you can get it. This might take a while, but when it loads, I'll show you just one example, the M2 supply, which is basically how much supply is in the has been released into the banks. Why? Because the people that try when what's his name? Oh my God, what's his name? Who decides on interest rates? When he comes out and says, we've decided to put the interest rate to, let's say we're going to go to 2%. That doesn't mean that every bank in the world at that moment of time are going to have interest rates of 2%. The way they can manipulate the 2% interest rate in the world and in the banks, they do it through buying bonds of the country or selling bonds. Because if you're selling bonds of the country, it's going to devalue the local currency. If you're buying bonds, that means that there's a lot of money coming into the country, and it will inflate the price. So I'm not going to go too much in detail with this because I know a lot of people find it boring. But overall, if you look at money supply and interest rates, and you look at it historically, you can put that on an Excel sheet. I've done it manually, and I understood what I need to do, but then I just paid for someone to do it for me. You can see that the latest actual money has come out, and the effect it had on the interest rate, and then you can build a forecast when the money supply comes out and an interest rate hasn't been released. You can prepare, so you're almost like preparing. You have an inclination, and that's how they forecast the interest rates. That what's going to happen. Powell, there we go, that's his name. What's going to happen when Powell comes out and says, oh, I'm going to do this? And then sometimes you have the surprise because fundamentalists also get it wrong. But you have one level money supply. You have endogenous about like anything that happens within the currency that you're looking. So like if we're looking at the macros in the USA, that will be endogenous if your base of the currency is the USA. But let's say we're looking at the pound dollar, your endogenous will be the pound. That's what's happening within the country. Exogenous will be what's happening outside of the country. And then you can collect all that data and you can plot it, and that will give you, if the endogenous news are biased long and the exogenous news are biased long, then you can have a strong fundamental indication that in the next 3 months you can be bullish on that current pair. And this is what Sheets is developed to do. Does that mean that the Aussie dollar is going to be bullish for the next 3 months? No, it's going to be going up and up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down, as it always does. Currencies just bounce like a Bollinger Band, right? That's why the Bollinger Band works so well when you're looking at currencies. But let's say you are seeing that the indication is giving you that this is going to be long. What can you then do? So you don't have to go in detail of all the macros. You've got an overwhelming sort of indication that the macros are showing for it to be long. Now, when I jump onto the charts, if I can find a long technical position, I do exactly the same that ICT 2022, my scruffy levels, monthly levels. If that is aligning, and let's see what the open is doing. Look at that, nice. At least caught that one as well. Good job. If everything is aligning, let's say that my pound dollar was both long fundamentally, and I like this position, then I've got a double confluence of data that is telling me I can be more confident about my trade. Can it still go short? Yes. But if the fundamentals are overwhelmingly long, you won't get it wrong by 600 pips. You might get it wrong by 200 pips. So then that's where repositioning comes in. You can reposition and then you can get out of trades with profit. I hope that makes sense to you guys. It makes sense for my way of trading and what I want to do. But I'm just gonna, in the background, jump into my interactive brokers. The only reason I have interactive brokers is because I've put some money in, only because I want to see, let me just see it on here, only because I want to see this research that they provide. But give me a second, I just need to log in first and then I'll show you. As we are currently seeing, pound dollar is pushing. We've done, what have we done? 8 pips, still not valid as an ICT entry. Well, it is valid as an entry, but it hasn't given you the 15 pip minimum move. We will see. What has it got in the way? It's got basically this move is derived from the high to the low. Broken 23, hit the 50, breaking above 50, getting into the 61.8. The 76.4 will be exactly on, what's that? 14.8. So it has potential to go into that OTE. We'll see if it makes it there. Let me just see if I can. I can do this quickly. There we go, nice little push into the previous weekly low. That's the first it's going to have to break through. First area. Let's see how far that is. So that's giving you 10 pips. Nice. Okay, so we're in. Whilst that's happening, we're going to see it. So we want to push that into the 15 mark, which is there. We're going to talk about good old NFP. So this is interactive brokers from the DarwinX perspective. Let me see if everything's working. Oh, I can see some familiar entries, familiar faces in there. Hello, Twan. Hello, Murray. Long time. Yeah, bro, I'm the king of bad entries. Brilliant. More likes. Come on, guys. Yes, we can do it. We can beat yesterday. Let's get this channel out there. I only got it because of it. Have you read the bank reports on PMT? Bank reports. I'm so lazy with actually going into the detail of fundamentals. I like when someone has done the work and it gives me the overview, but I do require myself to understand what I'm reading. So let's say, for instance, if I jump onto PMT again and I go onto like an overview of the pound dollar, we can see now that the pattern I ignore. They do like probability and predictions. I ignore that. Seasonality, I do like. I'm still discussing with them to really get to grips on why they're doing certain things they're doing, especially about how they're basically exclude. They're trying to they do open to open, close to open, open to close, close to open, close to close. All this information has been included for them to derive meaning around the seasonality, because they're trying to get out the outliers, because when you have a big outlier, it has a big effect on seasonality. This review is really nice. It's really nice. We can see DXM, which is the dumb money, all of us trading. 60% of people are short. So if you're long, that's good news. Actually, let me see, because sometimes that changes. I'll check it on here. COD data neutral and COD and USD neutral. DXM. This is probably my internet that slows it down. We'll go much more than 15 pips, I think, says Martin. Lester will be here to see that. Look for ING reports. They are easy to understand. Yeah. Like, the thing is, I don't have a lot of interest to understand it. Do you know what I mean? I'm a bit lazy like that. I spent a whole month and a half, and Martin and Ali, they can tell you about a video I did, a breakdown. I did a really detailed breakdown about what fundamentals is on each factor that matters. So I really, really grasped the idea on what, like, all the different factors that can play a role in the fundamentals and why I should be looking into it. But I don't have the interest to open a report and actually try and dig in. The highest interest I have is the COD data, understanding the COD data. For instance, this was a bit of a confusion yesterday because the historical data of, let's say, we were looking at the Aussie dollar. Let me see if I've got it here. When you see a report, a raw report, you will see that the full report is broken into 4 areas. But depending on how you're getting your data, you might not see all the areas. So what PMT has done really, really well, they give you the analysis of all the parts of the commodity of traders, which they have to release on a weekly basis. So they've done a really good job on setting up all 4 aspects. So the asset managers, you've got dealers, what's it called, dealer something. So that's the sell side of things. There we go. So this is the sell side. So you can just click on dealer intermediary and press save. So now all the dashboards will be updated for the COD data for this specific area. So that I'm very interested to learn more, and I'm studying it, understanding COD data, because it's something that it's like someone giving you a cheat sheet. Like, everyone in the world who matters, these are my positions, these how many longs I have, these how many shorts I have on the pound dollar, and this is how I'm changing my positions from week to week. Are we crazy? Why are we not using this information? It's literally like a cheat sheet. But why is this taking so long? Come on. Let's let it load. And I'm going to show you that. Just keep an eye on the pound dollar. All right, so we failed to break the previous weekly low. We said that that's going to be the first area of resistance. That was 10 pips in there. Now we're dropped in down to 8.4. I still think we've got a 15 pip move in there. Martin thinks we've got a lot more than that, so we'll see. I am inclined to wait for sell side. That's what my gut is saying. The Yanis gut is saying wait. And a lot of the times I can miss a move like that, but that's okay, because I would rather be able to manage my trade than get stuck up here and, like, you know, the way I trade, I can get into a bit of drawdown. So I wouldn't want to have that drawdown on a Friday, potentially looking for areas that can go down and hunt liquidity on the sell side. I wouldn't want to do that, because if you look at the bigger picture, right, even though the pound dollar at the moment is neutral, PMT is giving me neutral stuff fundamentally. My sheet is also giving me neutral. One is long, one is short, pretty much in a bit of indecision. So that's telling me that it's great for day trading up and down, but I don't have a strong opinion on which way this can go, up or down. And that's great news. That's an easy way where you can filter out and say, look, maybe something else is of interest. Well, that's going to change very quickly. There we go. We're back on the PWL. Let's see. 15 would be here, exactly on the 76.4. Nice little trade there for Ali. Is he out? No, Martin also said, I think. Martin said it's going to go a lot higher. Didn't he? Oh, there we go. Ali, it was Ali, sorry. There we go, 15. Are we hunting? Successful. Close. We're close. I would say that is a successful, like, even if it crashed now, I would say that's a successful silver bullet trade. That's 2 days in a row we've nailed that one. Identifying the fair value gap is pretty easy, right? Identify the fair value gap, throw on your... I might do a video actually on what an easy setup that you can use. It's not going to work 100% of the time, but you know, this is an easy setup. You just wake up, throw on your where are they? Silver bullet times. Look at that, perfect, in time, fair value gap, boom, delivered. Now, if it breaks the lows here, you take a loss. But it's highly likely that this. Let's look at this New York silver time. Nothing there, so you don't trade that one. What about this one? New York. Nothing on the 15. This one we did. We saw that. Boom. Great trade there. What about the previous ones? There it is. Fair value gap there. You would have had to sit for a while for 15 pips. But if you're someone who likes stops, tight stops, you can take a 6 pip stop there and don't trade that. But if you're like me and you reposition that silver bullet, then you would have had a really nice 45 pip move. So I do like the silver bullet trades, especially at this side of the year where they actually work really well. Anything here? Nothing clean. No. Anything here? Well, yeah, this would be a short silver bullet opportunity right there, from there to there. That would push you back up. However, you would have to wait for how much? Let's say you took the worst entry, 17 pips, and that would have delivered 17 pips, so like a 1-to-1. But you could reposition that and quite easily make, if you manage to reposition that, make 20, 30 pips or even more, 34, 45 pips. So I do like the silver bullet time. There we go. Exactly on the silver bullet. Now we're looking at a big hammer down. Right, so where are we? But how all this data can help you if you're only a day trader? So that's what I was explaining. For the fundamentals now, for instance, on the pound dollar has told me that the fundamentals are neutral. And I know that. If next 3 months the fundamentals change and it says that everyone is looking like the pound dollar is fundamentally long, I will just be looking both shorts and longs. But if I'm on the short side, and let's say I want to short the low, I would be very cautious about going against the fundamental overwhelming direction, if that makes sense. So it can help me with risking more or risking less. Commitment of traders, that's right. Yeah, it doesn't, but and lower time frames only. Higher time frames gives little no interest to fair value gaps, or small liquidity pools instead on macros and fundamentals. I'm waiting for short for liquidity below or liquidity even. The fun part of the green and red candles, right? Look at that. This is going to the moon. No, it's not. And now it's like gonna close like red or green, red or green. The fun part of being on less than an hour candles. Throw in on a 4 hour, nothing is changing. Green candle. And that's why sometimes it's good to like be on a higher time frame when you're already in a trade, so you don't get the emotional instability of the candles going green, red, green, red. Right, let's now that we've seen a little bit of that, I'm sure Ali will tell me if it goes to the moon, and Martin will tell me if it goes to the oblivion, because he's looking for opportunities for shorts. Interactive brokers, love it, absolutely love it. If you throw on research and you go on Discover, and we go on Economic Insight. This is, guys, this is gold. Right, what I'm giving you right now is a little bit of a gold nugget, so keep an eye on what we're going to see now, because I was absolutely shocked that I can have this access. The way I have this access is from my Darwin. I created an account on Interactive Brokers. They accepted the account, and now I have access to this. You can literally put $100 on it just to keep it open, and you get access to this. So this is the euro dollar. What I'm interested in is the pound dollar though. But the most important thing I want to see is the non-farm payroll for December. So I'm going to click on impact. And now, this is how excited I get about this. We can see, this is on the euro dollar. I don't want the euro dollar. Give me a second. I want to check. Can I do here? No. I want to change UK. Why is the euro? Why is it showing me the euro dollar? Let me see if I can do pound USD. Oh, here. Sorry. There we go. It was easier than I thought. Pound dollar. And what do we all do? Still up for 127. What do we all do on the when it comes out? We all look at the first hour. Now I can see all the historical data of the NFP. What happened in the first hour? And this is interesting because we have the data here. Actual data, forecasted data, and previous data. How big was the range? 69 pips on the first hour following the event. Ended up with a bearish trend on a 52. So we had a 69 pip range, but obviously we had the up manipulation. Look at this. Gap down, up, took out the stops, boom, crashed down. Behavioral analysis of NFP. It doesn't get better than this. Now, this is in the first hour. What happens in the first 30 minutes? You get 47 pip with a 16 pip bearish move from when it started. So we had the big gap. Look at this. This is the clear manipulation right now. Manipulation up into that fair value gap if you want, and then a crash down to the right direction. Why? Because the actual number was higher than the forecast. And that can tell us something from the fundamental side. What about the 4 hours? So overall, in the 4 hours from the start of the NFP to the finish of the NFP, we dropped 27 pips. But we did 69 pip range. We did it once, twice, 3 if you include these, about 4 times the range. So that's interesting. So when does the real data come in? This is manipulation. This potentially can be manipulation. This can be manipulation. And the real data after sort of 4 hours, which is the close of the session, has settled around this price. Now, let's put a thumbs up if you're actually interested in this, or if not, I'll stop talking about it. Let's see if we get some thumbs up. Now, that's only, I can do this for with all my previous, look at this, boom, different character of the NFP. What happened? What happened to the previous one? The forecast was 190, but we dropped to 150. Right? On the previous one, it was 160, and we increased to the 199. So we had a bearish drop compared to a bullish 140 pip push to the upside, which ended up with 190 pip. I see some hands up. I think we're still saying yes. Let's go. And also drop the likes. How are we doing on the likes? Let's see how we're doing on the likes. I have to refresh the page because it's depressing. Yeah, still depressing. 27. We can do better than that. We can do better than that. Let's get some likes. So yeah, 141 pips. Let me quickly see what's going on here. Back onto the green candle. Looks like we're potentially going to close on a second green candle. Different characteristic. What happened? The forecast was lower. The actual results were lower than the 190 that expectations were. What about the previous one? Is it going to fit what we're seeing? The forecast is lower. It went higher. Different. The last time this happened, we had a bearish sentiment, right? When we increased. We increased from 160 to 199. We dropped 27 pips. We increased from 150, pretty much doubled. We had a huge manipulation down, but the actual outcome of the 4 hours was just 35 pips in the opposite direction. We're starting to build a bit of history on the NFP. Another thing, 180 to 187, quite close to the forecast. Got it right. It only missed by 7%, which meant that we had a drop of 87.9 pips with a range. But you can see the manipulation. Look at the gaps. Gap up, delivery. Gap down, delivery. Gap up, continuation. So that's 2 out of 3. Gap down, manipulation, and then delivery. So we can start and see how these different impacts are happening here. Now, let's go back. We did the 180 to 187. Previous one. We'll do a couple more. There's literally so many. There's about, I think, 12 sessions. Right, so you can do this and go back and back and back. And you can do it for the first hour. You can analyze. Like, think of yourself trading this when you see this push up, right? This is the first hour and you're like, oh my God, I need to be long. Maybe I find an opportunity here in the fair value to push it even higher. And then you go 4 hours. Oh, I got stopped out and it continued higher. These are characteristics that you can build. It's there, it's historic. This is cool. This is cool now. I'm getting excited about this. If you are getting excited as well, make sure you comment on the stream. So NFP, 58% of NFP sessions have ended up bullish, right? With an average range of the event being 114 pips. That doesn't mean that it delivered 114 pips. As we saw before, the range was 100, but it actually delivered 30 pips. Now, on other events, like PMI or other things, this can go up to 70 and 80%. Tell me one time you can predict the last 12 to 20 sessions with a 70% certainty that it can be in one direction. This is huge, right? I think it is anyway. Now, look at the different characteristics. Oh, and then you can filter the forecast and below and matched, right? So this is all the certains. So this won't change. It will just give me the volatility of the whole. I thought it did change, but it doesn't. So it just gives you the overall 7 events. So 7 out of 12 events were bullish, right? And we can see the average here. So we can see that look at the nature of NFP. We had a decrease in range in February. This is also crucial data. Where are we sitting now? We're in January. Look at this range. Huge. Then it decreases. Then it settles and it increases back in October. So we know that potentially this can be a volatile NFP event from historical data. Right? Price chart. What can we see here? On one chart, we can see the actual data and the forecast data, right? Latest, we can see this is a miss because they thought it was 160, it went to 190. This was also a miss below. So we missed above, missed below, missed above. This is the one that we found here that was accurate. I'm also analyzing at the same time, I'm telling you, because I want to get involved in this NFP. $250 to 29. When we've missed by a lot, right? Look at the reaction. Look at the follow-up reaction. But when we're close, look at it's almost like consolidating around the news, right? It was expected. It wasn't something crazy. But when we have a big figure, 231, boom, we have a big fall. Look at this one. 190. Okay, this is sort, I would say this is a consolidation, so that would go out of the picture. This is so far off. This is crazy. 190. January. This is the last time we had it. We saw that spike in volume. Look at this. We had from 118s into 24s in a month. So this is potentially, and it's quite close, 220 to 223. So this is potentially something we can look up. I have this access pretty much for free. I can do this with any, we can do it with inflation. I can go to impact, volatility. I can quickly scan the news and see what is the biggest news that interests me on these events. Where is the PPI? Volatility, 75% bearish. what should we be doing in the first 4 hours of PPI? 9 out of 3 events, out of 12 events, were bearish. Okay, the volume is a little bit lower, so the average range is 66, which means you could get probably 20 pips quite easy. And we can see the different characteristics of this. Again, gap up, manipulation, delivery. Gap down, manipulation. The end up though, it didn't push. This is a different characteristic. Went lower, pushed back up, filled that gap, and then delivered a bearish sentiment. So you can do a lot of analysis on this. You can see how many times this has gapped down and continued lower. So how many we've had a gap down into a bearish sentiment. How many times have we had a gap up into a bearish sentiment? Right? And this is interesting. When it gaps up, how close does it close to? So when we have the right direction, how close does it close to the previous price that it opened at? Gap down. This is the other way. Gap down, not close. 57 pips. You can see the difference of characteristics. Gap up, came back to price. And we can start building a story. And you can do that with every single, if you throw in like an Excel sheet and you type in these numbers and you can say like missed forecast, gained forecast, or like above forecast, this happened, below forecast, this happened. It's very rare you get this information so easy. So I'm a big fan of this. So yeah, if this is absolutely free, you can get it for free. All you need to do is go to Darwin, open an account with a couple of dollars on Interactive Brokers, but make sure it's through Darwin. I don't know if Interactive Brokers provide this. They should if you have an Interactive Broker, but I don't know. I've only got the DarwinX one. And then you go research, discover, and it has other things like in fundamental insights, but it's nothing close to what this offers. Like all this stuff is like, I think it's just fancy stuff, you know, like it looks good. But actually what is it giving me? Technical analysis, market buzz. Maybe the market buzz, it will show you like the news, like the most talked about now is the euro dollar, for instance. Yeah, okay, that's good to have. But this, Jesus Christ, this is good. This is good. Today we have non-farm payroll change. Yeah. So today is the 5th. Is this one? So the forecast is that we're going to 150. 150. So, I can't wait for this. This is going to be interesting. I wish I could do a live with you guys for the NFP. Maybe when it's the thing is it's so late for me that I can't. Everyone is sleeping. I can't really do a live. All right, let's see where we're going to close. Where are we? We've got 20 minutes. This can literally, you know, it delivered. Technically, if we're going to be super strict, yeah, it has. Okay, good. 16 pips. So this is a valid ICT silver bullet trade. Happy days. Good stuff. Okay, good. I think you guys find value from that, which is good. If you did find value, make sure you like. You know, that's the only thing that helps me, and I'll keep doing these for sure, because I enjoy analyzing charts and looking at stuff. Someone said look at gold. Can you see gold? Omar. Hi Omar. We did look at gold. Did we analyze or under? I think we analyzed. Consolidating, eh? They're probably waiting for an FB news now. The gold has had a screamer of a run to ultimate highs, push below that level. Let me just close these distracting. And we're consolidating above this level here. For me, the play is within this. Intraday is within this. So if we take the same approach that we talked about, close above the 23, deliver to 0.5. Now, if this comes back to the 23 as a base, you could trade that into the 76.1 with a sell side as your stops if you want. So what would that be from the 23.6, 86 pips. So that would be, if I was looking to long this, if I was looking to short this, to dug into the sell side, you can see how you've got we always talk about reversing the extension of the move, right? But there's also another play where people do, you can short from the 5, or even short from the you can short the 5, you can short the 618, you can short the 76, which would be your OTE. So that could be a nice opportunity to short the gold. Now the gold is so heavily involved with the dollar. Do I have interest this morning? I am in a trade. I've closed my Darwin trade. I am looking. I just want to see the pound dollar come lower. The other thing I've been monitoring is we did have bearish sentiments on the Euro CAD. Like we've been talking about that. And look at that. I would be more interested up here. But it actually came up close to that monthly levels, scruffy levels. Let's delete those. Let's put the... Let's see what the silver bullet looks like on this. Yeah. Red. But we are tapping into this arena now. This is quite interesting. 76.4 is coming up. For this is an example, right? You're seeing this and you're like, oh, this is a nice opportunity for a long, right? And it looks like there's data coming out. Inflation rates today at 10 UK. What time is it in the UK? In an hour's time. So, but all my data is saying, where is it? 19 EuroCAD, that this has been a heavy fundamental short. And then if I go to, let's see what this one is saying. If it loads up. Stuck. Too many screens. So whatever that says, but let's say, you know, I would rather take this trade downwards because my fundamentals are saying heavily short for 64 pips. or I would appreciate, since the 147 round number there, and we did have more interest in that is the equilibrium side, to trade something like that as a swing trade for the next couple of weeks, because I don't really know the pair. I don't know how it behaves. So day trade, I normally day trade the pound dollar because it's the pound that I know really, really well. I've traded every single day for the last year, and more from previous, but intensive trading for like a whole year. I have one seasonality of performance that I can look back. So I know I'm good at the pound dollar. That's why I focus on the pound dollar. But with this new approach, I am going to look for just to apply a little bit, a few lots, if you want, onto these new assets. It looks like we're approaching for that high there on the dollar index. Let's look at the daily. Oh, look at that. When was that? That was the 2nd of January. PMI data, ISM PMI. So that's interesting. Let me just delete these levels. This is old data. Yeah. So the biggest question is this. We're in the golden zone. Will this continue to go higher to the 76.4 for the OTE? If it's going higher, that means that the pound dollar is losing ground. Let's have a look at what's going on here. Okay, so we're back into that fair value gap. We've closed below the half of the fair value gap. Like I said, we had a successful silver bullet earlier. So now we're going to see if that comes lower. If it comes lower, which looks like it has intentions, then we might be a little bit interested. Let's do that. Do a second screen. Throw the DXY on there. Maybe I have to do that. Let's do the hour. So this is the 6-to-1-8, 76.4. So the 6-to-1-8 will be sell side there. The 76.4 on the DXY would probably be... let's look at this in detail a little bit. There's no fair value gap there. Next interesting point is the swing low. What round number is that? 162,200. Okay. Why am I going so wide? Because we have NFP coming. Monoboss, I just don't understand how employment change is the same as employment payroll difference. I don't know, actually. I know that the first Friday of the month is NFP. So I'm not sure. Let's see. Someone in here will know. Let's go to December. 1st First Friday there, apply. Oh, did I do that wrong? Yeah, it's called non-farm employment's changed. Yes, yeah. It might be a title thing here. I don't think there's... Yeah, it's always called that. Good question there. Right, so let's go to today. So we have a forecast of 168, and the previous was 199. So what is that telling us? That's telling us that everyone except the farmers are decreasing jobs opportunities, or the payrolls are decreasing, which means a deflation of the economy, right? A slowing down of the economy, which is what good old Powell would like. Now, what does that do for the pound? In theory, it should strengthen it if the forecast is correct. But as we saw from our analysis on Interactive Brokers, that hasn't always happened. We do know that we're looking for an average of 144 pip range, right? So guess what range you can use for your stops? You definitely want to be around, if you don't want to be manipulated, you want to be around out of the 144. And that might sound like a lot, but you can decrease your lot size and you can afford that. Like a normal, if you're trading one lot and you suddenly put it as a quarter of a lot, now you can trade easily the 20 pips of the one lot as a 200 pip. And that would be wise. I wouldn't trade full size on an NFP because you see all these Instagram people where they post like huge losses and huge wins on TikToks and stuff. Ali's still holding. Let's see, where are we? This will be 15 minutes. Let's do the hour. Let's go to the one page. This is kind of, have you seen this? Financials on TradingView. Oh, it doesn't give you financials on TradingView. It gives you this. Does it forecast? Oh no, it doesn't have a forecast. Does it do sentiment? Technicals. If you're lazy with here's a simple way, guys, and I might add this on the video, right? Let's say you've got no idea of bias. You don't know how to do bias. The most easy way to do bias is just look at the big exponential and simple averages. It's pretty simple. Think about it. It's the last 200 candles. What have the 200 candles done? Are we trading above it or below it? It's not like, oh, moving averages don't work. It's just price action. It's just a line of price action. So, and that will give you, you can use the 200s, you can use the 150s, 10s, and you can see that overwhelmingly 10 exponential averages are on the buy side. The oscillators like RSIs, it gives you, if you don't even want to have indicators, you can just quickly look at this, scan it. This is on a daily. You can look at the monthly and you can see it changes to neutral. The lower the time frame you go, the less accurate it's going to be, right? Because it's just looking at the last 200 hours whereas the last 200 days is probably more accurate, 200 weeks, and so on. It would give you a strong buy with 10 buy exponential averages. The oscillator though, not so much, not moving that much. Easy, you don't have to do so much crazy analysis. Okay, in the weeklies analysis, I'm looking for buys. So overall in my weekly analysis, I would want to favor my buys. Can I find an easy ICT setup? Silver bullet. All right, when I see silver bullets that are long, I'm going to take them. How easy is that? What do you think? Do you think that's a good idea? Or making it simple and not getting bogged down and like going crazy with trying to figure out the bias, and you get it wrong and then you're like, oh my god, what did I do? Right, we're coming to sell side. Let me see. Sell side is 1 to 6.5. Let me see. Yeah, I am not interested in the sell side. I'm gonna wait. To be open with you guys, I want to wait for this trade to retest this sell side around 126,200s. So if this continues lower, if it does this, even if it's before NFP event, I wouldn't mind starting my repositioning around here. If NFP did a nice manipulation and gave me that price, then I would definitely get interested. On the sell side, yeah. And when we looked at the dailies and the weekly bias, why is bias? It's because look at this. These are the candles that is measuring. They're all long, so the moving averages will be quite long. And if you have PMT, you can very quickly go on trend. It's really struggling today. Maybe because I've got the VPN on. Funny enough, that sell side has been tapped into twice. Let's go on 15. Sell side's been taken out. Aggressive candle. This is where change of character coming. 3 minutes to go for the close of the hour. Previous daily low taken out. This is the weekly low now. We're in discounted arena. Let's go, keep it simple. I'm glad one person is responding. I feel sometimes that I'm talking to myself. Would you say be profitable for 3+ months before investing into something like PMT? Oh, that's a good question. That's a good question. I can tell you what I do, right? If I see value in something, I spend every single penny I have to get that value. I've spent it on like ridiculous courses. Sometimes I get it wrong. I invest like I don't know, I think I've worked out that I've invested overall in the last 3 years on courses and everything. I think it was like 6K or something on different, TradingView and TradeSync and fundamental sheets and now PMT. But the thing is, I'm not doing it from a limiting belief perspective. I'm not. The worst thing you want to do is put some money into something and say, oh my God, like I better make it worth, because anyone who's successful is not thinking of how am I going to get the next $35 or $135. That mentality just breathes and drags in behavior that you don't want when you're potentially trying to be a $1 million trader or a six-figure trader. So a six-figure trader behavior would be that I need the tools that are going to give me the edge so that I'm going to make my money. So my philosophy around all of these subscriptions and anything, and I get some subscriptions that I paid for a while, but then I stop and I'm like, was it a waste of money? Not really, because I was paying it because I thought it would give me the edge that I wanted to become a six-figure trader. Okay, I may not go wrong, but I still try to find what works for me. So I'm always the advocate of, I pay so much money on drinks and other things, and am I willing to sacrifice, what is that, like 100 and what was it, 100 before the discount? I paid it without the discount, 139 a month. So that would be something like, I don't know, a meal out with my family. Can I sacrifice that? I think I can, for the potential of what it's going to give me, right? So, but I understand, like everyone, if you're a student and you're not, you're living week by week with 50 euros and someone says, hey, pay $139, I can understand, like that can be a lot of money and difficult. But I lean into NLP work and what potentially not doing it, how it impacts me and my future self. I do that all the time. I bought a car this year, 11 grand car. Like you might say, like, oh, that's a lot of money for a car in Bali, but I needed a car. I needed a good car. I need something that's going to be functional and convenient for the family, that's going to work. I didn't even question it. But that's the mentality that comes in. Overall, was ICT the best course you studied, even though it's free? From my experience, it was. I just don't want to see PMT as a savior to my trading, just want to get a solid bit. PMT should do nothing for you in terms of your trade entries. How I use PMT is for me to understand better. I was trying to show you something, I can't remember now. Our trend. Let's see if that works. I try and use it to further understand fundamentals. I combine it with the other Excel sheet that I've got. And it's an easy way for me to tune in to what's going on. And I really like it. Now, when we start looking at some data and I was like, oh, is this right? I got a bit iffy, but they responded really well. So I'm going to give it a try. And I'm going to try it for like 6 months. I can compare my last year's profits to this year's profits. Is it making me more profitable? Is it helping me? And yeah, I will lose, what's that? I'm really bad with maths, but if I paid, it's going to sound like a lot of money. I have to remember it's dollars. So USD, if I end up paying 139 times 6, okay, it's not that bad. It's 657 pounds. for 6 months of education around fundamental analysis, 6 months of trying to understand better the COD data, how I'm going to use it. So for me, it's not just the subscription, it's what is giving me and how is improving me as a trader. And I get to see if that actually improved my profits. And if it didn't, I can stop it at any time, and I can afford $657 pounds for 6 months any time of the year. So that's my mentality, right? Were you happy with the November percentage gain data on PMT? Yes. So what I had a chat with them. What they're saying is that they're kind of careful with how much the calculation they give out, because that's their edge on how they can keep the seasonality. Like, some people literally trade that seasonality if it's like bearish, or they add some other stuff on there, but they actually trade on that. So if they give the calculation out, those people won't have the need for the seasonality graphs, which I can understand. Like, you're a company that's trying to make money, and you want those subscriptions. Will I pay much attention to it when I don't know exactly how it's calculated? Probably not. But I will look at it. But I won't put as much weight as I will put on the COD data. COD data, they explained it to me. I found, let me see if I can, let's take that out, for instance. This is how the COD data looks. Let me see if it works. I don't know why it's slowed down so much now. Come on, work. I think running it live, running it on a VPN because I want to access my UK stuff, and trying to do terminal stuff is absolutely crushing it. But I'll try and show you. Let's see, that's that. So this is the actual COD data release, right? So I looked at the COD data on here. Oh, it looks like it's going to work. And I was like, wait, this long doesn't make sense. Why is it 27,271? But actually, it's quite nice actually. You can break it down, your analysis, to all 1, 2, 3, 4 parts. So the dealer intermediary, it will update the intermediary, and I can do that for the whole 1 year. I can do net percentage. I can do it for all years. I can look up how the COD data has changed on the Aussie dollar. We can see where the flips are. You can see the decrease and increase of the longs. But these numbers were confusing before, because we were looking at the total commercial and non-commercial versus where this is the detailed version. So when I took a picture of the detailed version, you can see dealer intermediary, we had 57,493, 57,493, 6,487 short, 307. So all the data is there and it's correct. And it's actually doing it even more justice by going and breaking it down per sector. So I really like that. What I'm trying to learn now is, like for instance here, you got the overall for the dealers, 57,000 long on the Aussie. However, we talked about this yesterday, how we're looking at the rate of increase or decrease of longs. So we've gone from 59% to 37%, 6. So that is a decrease in long positions on the Aussie dollar. So that is telling you that something is changing. And we slowly, this is on the sell side, right? So we know that the dealer is the sell side. So they're actually selling even though it's the long positions are decreases is on the sell side because it's the dealership. On the asset management is on the long side. So it can get a little bit confusing, but when you get it, it can be really useful. We can see now how we've peaked here. Now we're starting to decrease from 30. This is the data in a graph form. So we're decreasing down and potentially come back to retest the flip, which would mean the reverse effect of what we're looking on the Aussie dollar now. Yeah, so I find it really, really insightful. So that I am trying to get a deal with them. I think they've given me now 15%. 15% I think it is. I think I've put it on there. But I'm trying to negotiate a better price. You can see that here. I put it there. Conscious day trader. I couldn't, when I bought it, I didn't buy it with a discount, but they were kind to put the discount afterwards. Murray, thanks Yanis, I have made enough. See you Monday. Good stuff. What car did I buy? I bought it's a 2019 Honda CR-V. Good old family car. Nothing. you were waiting for a Lamborghini, weren't you? No. 300,000 in a car is ridiculous. I have used it before. Yeah, the thing I find with the fundamentals monobosh is that if you try something, like if you gave me a trial on PMT last month, I would be like, there's no way I'm using this. It's so complicated. I don't understand the thing. There's so many tabs here. There's no way I would be using it. But I had done a lot of research before to try and understand every single aspect of this. And that's when I was like, look, it is expensive. Is it going to give me the gain? We'll find out. But that's my new adventure on using sort of fundamental edges. Look at that now. Previous daily low taken out. And now we're having a little bit of a push in the volume. Let's see, what time are we on? 9 o'clock. 9:10. Okay. See if it comes down below the breakup structure. It's going to hold below. Yeah, no new entries for me so far. Just waiting. I guess good on. Have I missed anyone? Oh, hey Stefan, how are you? I missed your comment. Are you trading the open? I trade the open mainly, but I do find entries in the Asia session because I'm up and around and about, and if I see something that is interesting, let's say I'm in the Asian session and this trade suddenly dropped into the 126.200, will I buy some shares or lots of the pound dollar, which is not shares obviously? Yeah, I would. So I don't really care about the volatility as long as if the market can give me a price that I want to buy, I'm going to buy it. So it doesn't matter when it is or when if I'm up at 5 a.m. And it's like 3 or 5 a.m. Then I will do that as well. Took a GA short, looking to close at 126.570. 570. That's very specific. Why 570? Let's find out. 570 from where? You took it from... Where did you start your short? My question would be, why not close 1 pip away from the stop? Sometimes we can be so picky that I want a 20 pip, but it's 19 pips. And you've literally done your analysis right. Everything's right. And then the reverses and it goes the other way. And you're like, oh my God, it was 1 pip. Come on. 126834. 126834. Yeah, would I risk like 24 pips for 26? I think you're being super picky there. I would have just closed that. I'm happy days. Unless you're trailing stops, right? Are you looking for sales on the pound dollar? I am looking. I've generally at this moment of time, I would like to be long just because of the weakness of the dollar index, and generally what's happening with the dollar. I prefer being long on so what we would call risk on. So betting against the USD. The NFP is predicted to have lower jobs. So what I would like to see, this is my ideal scenario right now, I would like to see this price come down. Come down enough that I can take anything around here would be great. Normally you would hear me say this fair value gap and this fair value gap. Now I'm more like anything around here. I would like to partake in the market. UK prices rise for third month as mortgage rates ease. FTSE 100 and European stocks slip as rate cuts hope waver. Look at me being your squawk, giving you the news. I love Yahoo. FTSE ticks up ahead of key manufacturing data. A few hours later, FTSE 100 slip as rate cuts hopes waver. News, man, it's just hilarious how they report news. I remember like having a chat with Scruffy and we were saying, oh look, there's bearish news on the FTSE, and then it was just like screaming upwards. There's my wife tuning in, giving the support. She's clapping your hands. She's commenting more than you guys. I guess it's my wife, so. Right, let's see. So, Ali, so you're saying that you're holding this because of your trend line. Was it a trend line? I can't remember what you said now. For me, this is a liquidity grab below trend line. Below trend line. Is this on like a 4 hour? Below the trend line like this, I guess. Let's find a trend line. I'm not very good with trend lines. If Ali is still here, I would like to ask it. I would like to ask you, when, for me, for instance, when something like this happens, I get excited because I can reposition. Like, let's say I'm long, like you were long, I get excited and I reposition, but you don't do repositioning. So because you do a hard stop, right? So what happens if it gets close to your stop? Do you recalibrate it if it's close to you? Like if you think it's a liquidity draw, do you then add that into your criteria, or do you take the stop and be like, okay, I can re-enter? Oh, Janice and Mark has given me a bit of a love. Cheers, guys. Is that a green monkey? I think it's a green monkey. Right, let's see where everyone is at. We're gonna do a quick poll. Let's see what you think. I've just put a poll up. NFP, are you going to be potentially looking for longs or for shorts? Let's see what the group is thinking. The early votes are coming in. %75% are thinking long. I've never been a fan of trend lines as they can be very subjective for person to person. Key levels and liquidity cannot be subjected if you follow wicks and bodies. Right, so trend lines, let's say on a daily, I don't have to put a trend line to see like this trend is up, right? So there's no point of me trying to fit this like that, or like I can't see those trend lines. I know people use them a lot. They use the tube sort of as a trend line as well. But obviously your eyes can see it. Like you can see that this is up. You can see that this is up. This is an upwards trend line, right? At the same time, you can see, would this be an up trend line? No, you would just do that. Down trend line. And then you could say, okay, look, we're breaking out of the trend line and going upwards. All right. So for me, I can see that with my eyes. So I don't need to put trend line. Like if I see this break here, it's so big, you can see that the sentiment has changed. And this is from the extreme lows. Well, not extreme lows, that was the 1-2s, yeah, 1203. This is when I started recovering. I think I make more money when the pound dollar is bullish. There is something there for me, because this is where I made most of my money last year, in this area. And when it crashed, this is when I lost that single trade and I didn't close. Let's go back on the 15. Bit of a reaction now. Where's the DXY? Still got quite a way to go. Let's see if I've got any scruffy levels on there. Look at that, exactly on a daily. Scruffy's the man. He's the man. Reaction on there. We still haven't got to that 61.8. But we're way above previous daily high. And we're seeing that push down now. Let's come back to that break of structure there, fill that fair value gap. So we'll see if there's any reaction from this, or is it going to come lower to find the previous daily high. I'm already long on gold, for it is just going to consolidate now, I believe, until the big move. Yeah, I think now is good. It's a weird time now, right? Because it's how many hours before? 4 hours. So we're 4 hours away from the big event. is anyone going to be taking big positions now? I doubt it, right? I doubt it. The thing is, I've been planning my whole week around this event now because I had positions long on the pound dollar around here, like somewhere up here on the move, and then I repositioned, and I think I have one position now, but there was no point of me starting to try and reposition these. There's nothing there that would give me a move that will give me enough for the risk that potentially the move of the NFP can have. So two things can happen for me. NFP can go bullish and I can close my last position, amazing. Or it can be very bearish, amazing. I can get another entry at a better price. So both things are good for me, and that's where I want to be with my trading, is that all my positions can be managed appropriately without a lot of risk and without a lot of freaking out time where you're like in huge drawdowns. Right, let's see these. Let's end the poll. 67% of people are looking for long positions for the NFP. That would be me as well. I would like to find opportunities to participate in buying the bloody thing, going against the dollar. Duck says, have you considered using break of trend line with an F value gap to get an OT entry? I've done it all, Duck. Like, honestly, ICT stuff. I haven't used trend lines. The only time I use trend lines is when something really obvious like this, and I do it mainly to explain it. Lower high, off it goes. It's more for an explanation rather than using it as a tool. Even the EMAs, like the EMAs, I like seeing them on here. Like you can see that 365, 200, 150, they're all lining up as bearish on the Aussie dollar, right? That just gives me another sort of indication. However, you can see like the super trend, which is another indicator for trend, is just finding support now at the bottom there on the super trend. So see if it breaks lower. You can use these trends. I never use these trends for make decisions on it. But is it nice to like look at that? If my idea is short, let's say on the Aussie dollar, and these are all lining up, it's kind of nice to see a confluence on that. You would take it. And then you can go on the overview, quite neutral, news, and so on. So I like having multiple things coming in my way. And this is, some people get overwhelmed with this. They want it really simple. I need to say step by step, this is how I'm entering, this is how I'm managing, this is where I'm getting out, this is my stop, this is my risk, this is my profit, this is what I'm gonna, my risk reward. And it needs to be like that for someone. For me, I need to be fluid. Very, very fluid. Like information. Give me a lot of information, and I'm very good to... hello, Phoenix. I'm very good at taking... let's see. I'm very good at taking decisions with chaos around me, pretty much. See Fina Boy there? There he is. You're live on YouTube. What do you think? Should we go long NFP or short? You might be here. You might be able to hear his purring. All right, guys. I think I'm going to close it there. I'm going to be in trouble. I'm 30 minutes over, but it's been good. We've done a lot of NFP analysis. Drop those likes and drop a comment now so we get that last spike of interest, and I will See you on Monday. I think I'm going to do Monday, Tuesday, not Wednesday, because Wednesday we have the Q&A for the Vanguards. If you do want to join the Vanguard, I believe there's going to be a new way via YouTube, but for now, drop me a message on Instagram and say Vanguard or something, and I'll send you a link. That's the paid version, obviously. That's for, I can't remember what it costs now, but you can drop me there and I can send you a link. If not, I'll see you live Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. Have a good one, guys. Let's see what this NFP is going to offer. And last minute comment there. I don't think rule-based strategies works for me whatsoever. I trade much better with looking at what's going on in the day. That's why I'm drawn to your lives. We can't dish anything. Someone needs structure. That's amazing, and they need it. So if there's chaos when someone needs structure, he's going to have a hard time to trade. If someone needs chaos and a lot of information and filtering and getting the feel and so on, then that's you. You need to do that. So we need to honor that on each individual trader, finding out what they need, finding out what you need. You know, trading is so many things you can do, so many ways to make money. There's no one way, and there's multi-billionaires and millionaires out there doing different things and seeing it as their Bible. But that's their Bible, it's not your Bible. So the biggest thing that you can do, and all these PMTs and stuff like this, is a way to find out what works for you. And when something doesn't work for you, you filter it out. When something does work for you, you keep it, you bottle it, and you progress as a trader. Okay, guys, I will see you. Have a great weekend. Let's enjoy the NFP. I might be posting some stuff on Instagram on that. And I'll see you next week on Monday, same time, right? 3 p.m. my time, which will be pre-market London for another week's analysis. And I might even give you a quick peek on the Excel sheet on what I'll be looking for with the new core data.
Self-esteem damn bad. Gotta keep on chugging. Ran through everything in front of me. Might smoke bed in heaven. Got a whole agenda. Can't aspire to get ahead, so bump that. It's no surrender. Got a dollar flipped up. I'm trying to get it in FT to get them when they're hand and crypto. Learn how to fix that. I don't really hold out of books, but I'ma learn how to fix that. Some opportunities and never come unless you paying attention. So no, I can't miss that. Moving. MVP, I got the record. I might have to prove something. Big jumper worthy. They gon' have to retire my jersey early. Whole crew coming. Had to work something cause I had nothing in my pocket. Yeah, I did all that. Big plans. Partners trying to make profits. Yeah, I did all that. Sweating, tears breaking, even no ends. Yeah, I did all that. Had to make it happen. Putting hours in my practice, I did all that. Yeah, I can't take no loss. Yeah, I don't even know what it costs. I hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, I can't take no loss. Yeah, I don't even know what it costs. Yeah, I hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, yeah, run it. Ooh, I really feel it's my time, think it's my year. Yeah, yeah, I really feel it's my time, think it's my year. Yeah. Yeah, I really feel it's my time, think it's my year. Yeah, yeah, I really feel it's my time, think it's my big dog, walking big talk, young veteran, living legend, bet I'm better than them. This is my ship, I'm a jacket like Letterman. Y'all better not let them in, they gon' rotate this, so I keep the pedaling. Started a chain, looks like